What up? What up? Peace, love, health, and wealth. Rob Top, like and subscribe. Help your boy break away from that 9 to 5. My name is not important, but what is the fact that I'm here on behalf of Sacred Self Healing Center, with our heart is the center for healing. Understand, when you come here, this is spa day for the soul, chicken noodle soup for the spirit, and Manny and Patty's for the ego. All right, we're gonna make a couple announcements. Um, do a slight meditation with the sound bowl for 1 minute, and then we're going to get into the collective card of the day. You can kind of see it, but um, I don't know if you really can. All right. All right. So, a couple announcements. Tomorrow we will be doing um, a review of a podcast. I'm actually in the middle of it right now, and we're just two guys talking about mysticism. You know what I'm saying? So we definitely going to get into the mysticism conversation. Shout out to Big B in the building. Shout out to Sizzle. Shout out to the Kims. Shout out to my fellow dog. Shout out to my fellow dog out there. Oh man. Oh, what am I doing? So, just to let you guys know, I am revamping. I'm currently in the middle of revamping. I'm currently in the middle of revamping my tarot school, y'all. So be expecting some announcements on that very, 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 very soon. Nothing stays the same, things always changing like the seasons. Yeah, I know that's right. I know that's right. All right, y'all. For sure. All right, y'all. All right, so let's go ahead and get started, okay? So, before we get started, I want to go ahead. Before we get started, I want to go ahead and well, I always know what I say. When you can't sleep at night, that means the spirit is unfulfilled. That means that we got work to do. You know what I'm saying? We got some work to do. All right, so as per usual, you guys, I would like to get started with a quick affirmation, meditation, activation. Okay, and this meditation activation of the affirmation is going to be contingent on today's card. for the collective, okay? So, we're gonna play 1 minute of the sound bowl. Please understand that while we are here in the meditation, you could be over oxygenating your blood, higher oxygen levels than usual. With that being said, you might feel a myriad of different ways: hot, cold, tingling, fast, slow, energetic, sleepy, etc., etc., etc. If you have any sharp pains in your head, neck, or chest, arms, elbows, even in your legs, please consider checking out a medical professional, okay? If this pain persists, any dizziness or malaise, um, please, 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 where you about to go? Please, 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 please consider consulting a medical professional if these symptoms persist, maybe over 2, 3 hours or so. If you feel too much unlike yourself, okay? Um, if you have a specific mudra, you can go ahead and do so now. If not, that's okay. You can have your palms facing upward, or you can put your hands in prayer pose in front of your chest, in front of your face, or above your head. Um, while we playing the sound bowl, I want you to try to focus your mind on your breath, your affirmation, maybe visualizing a happy place, but do not let your mind wander. Okay, do not let your mind wander. The whole point of this exercise is to be able to stay focused. Okay, so let's see, is there anything else? Oh, you can be sitting straight up or you can be laying down, but make sure your back is as straight as possible, okay? Make sure your body is fully relaxed. Um if you want to recite the affirmation with me, I'm going to lead us in a couple deep breaths first. Make sure you breathe all the way through your diaphragm, through your stomach, right? Expand the chest and the shoulders on the inhale and relax all three on the exhale, okay? Um, if you do recite the affirmation with me or after me, what I like to do is take a nice deep breath in and then recite the affirmation and finish my exhalation. Okay, so the affirmation, oh my bad, I don't even have it ready. Let me get the affirmation and post it in the chat. Post it on the corner, right? All right, yeah, I'm fried chicken, so what? I'm fried chicken, so what? All right, here we go. So in about 17 seconds, you will see the affirmation. Boom, boom, boom. There we go. All right, here's the affirmation. So the affirmation for today's meditation activation is: I release my worries and choose peace in this moment. I release my worries and choose peace in this moment. I choose my worries and I remove peace. I choose, I'm sorry. I release my worries and I choose peace in this moment. I release my worries and I release peace. Not me. Not me. I'm not a warrior. Okay. So with that being said, everybody take a big breath out and just imagine yourself releasing all of the worries of the day, okay? So big breath out. All right. And I want you to breathe in 2, 3, 4, and just hold that breath for a few seconds while you simply relax and hear the sound bowl gradually getting higher and higher and higher, right? So release that breath nice and slow, right? And then breathe in again nice and slow, filling up the stomach, filling up the chest. Shoulders go back, chin go up. And we're gonna hold that breath again, maybe not so long, right? Let's go ahead and release that breath. Nice and slow. Now, what I like to do, you can breathe normal for a second. What I like to do when I release the breath, either I like to make a hissing sound, or I like to make like I'm trying to make a wind sound, like I'm blowing out soup or something. And what we're going to do is we're going to stimulate, a couple chakras and whatnot. So with that being said, it's going to be very important moving forward for us to not only control the breath inward, but also control the breath as we exhale as well, okay? So let's go ahead, big breath out again. All right, inhale, 2, 3, 4, and we're going to hold that breath, 2, 3, 4, and we're going to exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold it and exhale. Okay. So if you like, you can repeat after me as I activate the affirmation. Okay. I release my worries and choose peace in this moment. I release my worries and I choose peace in this moment. I release my worries and I choose peace in this moment. I release my worries and I choose peace in this moment. Okay, y'all. So I just looked at the screen. We got chat rate 2 and 22 views. Shout out to everybody in the building. Receiving the divine grace of this sound bowl, right? It's not abnormal to feel like it's little ants dancing on your crown right now, as this is the crown bowl, the crown brass, or singing bowl, I'm sorry. But continue to breathe as we slowly transition into our card of the day, which is going to be the Seven of Cups. All right. All right. So you guys already know the first thing we look at when we read tarot is the the suit. I'm sorry, the number and the suit, right? So we have the 7 here. The 7 denotes spiritual evolution, gaining solutions to problems, things coming full circle. We already know that the number 7 is the number of completion, and the number 7 plays out so many times in nature, right? From the 7 continents. Some people believe we only got 7 planets. A bunch of stuff, right? 7 chakras, all of that stuff. And then when we're looking at the cups, remember that the cups is a representation of the water element, which is I feel or I love, okay? And and in this case, either one of those statements would be appropriate when we combine the energy of the 7 and the energy of the cup. All right. So before we get deep into the card, I just want to say a couple of the key terms that's associated with the card. Peace, love, health, and wealth. Choices, opportunities, dreams. Right. As a Scorpio card, it also represents fantasy. All right. It also represents fantasy. Okay. So I want to take a second and look at some of the symbols here on the card. What up, Fat? So, I don't know if we got anybody here from KP's research team, right? But maybe look at the symbolism of what's in the cups. And the reason why I say that is because it can help us make a clear or answer a question that I'm gonna lead to as we dive a little bit deeper into the card. Make sure if y'all want to follow up on the reading, get a free consultation, anything like that, y'all hit me up, text me, email me, call me whenever you need to. Just don't call me when I'm on live. Pretty please, pretty please, pretty please with a Kimmy on top. Hey Kimmy, hit me up, dog. I need to ask you a question, man. Hit me up. All right. So let's take a little bit deeper look into the Seven of Cups. I'm sorry. I was hoping to see if somebody was gonna drop any information about the symbolism and of the things inside the cup, right? So it's a couple things we can see, right? Like fairies, which might represent like the mystical, magical world or something like that, earth magic. Okay, all right, for sure. I ain't checked recently. All right, so then we got then also we got the octopus and the dragon, and we got the castle, and then we got the stars on top. So typically this card might represent a person um who has a love or infinity for many things. But life is choosing them to choose a choice right now, right? So the Seven of Cups as your card of the day speaks to choices, dreams, and illusions. You may be facing multiple options or feeling overwhelmed by possibilities, right? For example, being forced to do something but don't know where and what to do, where to go. They do all look filled. Now that's the thing. Oh, that's a key observation on this card. I think you've been hanging around the vibe trial for a little too long, right? That you symbolism is key, right? It's the minor details. So right now, you might be overwhelmed by possibilities, some promising, others distracting, right? There's nothing wrong with a 3-4 split, right? This card encourages you to ground yourself in clarity and discernment right now. This is why he's above the clouds. Remember, whenever someone's head is above the clouds, you understand what I'm saying? That means they thinking clear, right? So that's why he has the long flowing right here, representing wisdom, father time, etc., etc., etc. Also hitting in this card is a pilgrim. No, I'm just playing. It's not a pilgrim. Um, the hermit is also hidden in this card. Okay. Um, this card encourages you to ground yourself in clarity and discernment. Not everything that glitters is gold, and not every path will serve your highest good. Take a moment to step back, reflect, and connect with your true desires before making any decisions. Today especially is about tuning tuning out the noise and on focusing on what's real and meaningful to you as a person. So one of the things that I always point out with this card is the fact that just because you choose a path right now doesn't mean you give up on the rest of the paths. You understand what I'm saying? It just means that you concentrate and focus your energy on something that's going to be beneficial right now. For some, this can mean a house. For some, this could mean a car, right? For some, this could mean renovations of a house. For some, this could mean following a mystical path. For some, this could mean finding romance. For some, this could mean finding a tribe to or like spirit people to pray with, manifest with, right? Um, it depends on you as an individual, right? And so this is why I normally don't get into a lot of details with the cards, and a lot of people knock me for that. But situations and circumstances are just that. What I like to focus on is the ability to handle situations and circumstances, not the situation circumstances itself. Because when you get caught up in every single little thing that happened, just imagine sitting at every stop sign you ever been to in your life. Imagine sitting there as long as it take to go through a red light, right? You would be you would be old before you got there. You understand what I'm saying? So like I said, I like to focus on having the ability to handle situations and circumstances, because a lot of people, they just really just be losing to their emotions. A lot of people don't even be losing to the situation. It's the fact that for some reason we've developed a habit of focusing on, oh, you did this to me and this is the worst thing in the world, how can I ever get over it? And I don't mean to be dismissive of anybody in their pain, but it's too many people who have that mindset on everything. And when we do that, we don't progress as individuals. And when we don't progress as individuals, then guess what? How can we progress as a collective if everybody running around hitting their head on the light pole? That don't make sense. I'm not giving up on any of my dreams. They have been shuffled and reprioritized. Right. That's and they were just talking about that in the video we're gonna watch tomorrow. But um, I ain't even gonna get into it. I ain't even gonna get into it. But no, 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 no. Don't be the hangman. This is probably the opposite of the hangman right here. What number is the hangman? 7. What number is the hangman? That's crazy that you just said that. The hangman is not on my list. Alright, so I thought it was before the hermit. Strength chariot. Where's the hangman? Oh, 12, 3. So 3 is about growth and expansion, right? The 7 is growth and expansion. And because when you got the odd numbers, you can't evenly break them off. So you got to respect the two energies. So it's the 7 is growth and expansion and it's foundation together, right? That's how you get solutions, through growth and expansion and through a solid foundation, right? Because remember, every dimension is built upon each other. In numbers is exactly that. You know what I'm saying? So, um, I guess my question is, what are we being called to do right now? You understand what I'm saying? Like, our our individual paths may take us different places, right? We all might hit similar places at different times, but our individual path is going to take us different places at different times. And so I understand what you're saying. And so we'll be choosing Ooh, that just threw me off. I forgot what I was about to say. We all go on different paths at different times. Dang, I forgot what I was about to say. You answer me what you think your perspective. You answer me what you think is your perspective. Oh, okay, yeah, yeah. I get what you. We all go through different paths at different times, even though paths might cross, even though we might experience the same thing at different times. We always going to be on different paths, and so understanding that it's a million different ways, or it's a million different stimuli, right? It's a million different stimuli. But if you think about it, we all get the same basic emotions, right? What is the basic? Let me see. Let me Google it real fast. Basic emotions. Basic emotions. Right? It's like fear, happy, crystal clear, and then HD. I know what my path. Oh, you were saying. Oh, okay. My bad. I thought you were saying with the cards. You were saying with your path. My bad. I misinterpreted what you said. I ain't too proud to apologize. All right. So, I guess the six bait. Wait, no, it's even more than six. I don't know which one. Let's see what this one say. Okay, so they got the basic emotions here as happiness. Oh no, that's different. I don't like this. Mad, sad, happy, surprised, afraid, and silly. I don't like that one either. I would probably take silly off. But well, I'm consistently seeing six now, so it's always changing. These things always change. I see five right here. But at the end of the day, we all have the same basic emotions. You know what I'm saying? Just like other animals, um, we don't differ, especially mammals, right? We don't differ that much, right? Things in nature are just different variations of the same thing, so we don't vary that much. So here it says, what? Disgust. What do that say? Sadness, excitement. I'm assuming. I cannot see this. Let me see. This is magnified image. Enjoyment. That's what it say. That's terrible. All right. Anger, sadness, enjoyment, disgust, and then fear. And then everything comes out of that, right? Maybe I just need to do a separate live on this subject. Why I don't go super detailed in the readings. And the reason why I don't go super detailed in the readings is because I want to stimulate you guys, or I don't know what it's called, right? But I want to do exactly what Kimmy just said, which is I know my path is looking like a TV, crystal clear and in HD. So this is why I only go so far with the cards, is because um I want you guys to I like to lay down a blueprint, right? And I want you guys to fill in the blanks. Right? I want you guys to get in tune with to merge your conscious and your subconscious, right? Your masculine and your feminine, right? Your inner and your outer, right? If you always come in and get tarot readings and you always rely on the tarot reader to tell you what you can intuitively know yourself, then I tend to focus on everyone's differences, focus less on commodities. That's deep. That's deep right there. That's deep. But introspection is key, right? Some of the most advanced beings, is they have the ability to introspect and look at themselves objectively as if somebody else would. A lot of people always make hindsight 2020 and say, I never did no wrong. You know what I'm saying? Oh, that's one of the biggest things is I don't know why. Well, I know why in society you don't admit wrong. It's a magical thing, right? It's a reverse psychology thing when you don't admit wrong. But you know, it's a tough thing. It's a tough thing not to admit wrongs, though, right? Because you admit a wrong, and then some people won't forgive you, right? But that's a long conversation for another day. But either way, it's like I was saying. There's a reason why I don't really get too deep is because I like to help people do what Kimmy is doing, which is looking at yourself objectively, not just saying what I did good, but what can I do better, right? What did I do wrong, right? Some people can't even say what I did wrong. They'll tell you like, all right, next time I do this, but they can't say my bad. I left a scratch on your car, my bad. You know what I'm saying? And so I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna go ahead and open up the floor because I've really been talking way longer than I even anticipated. But but I am gonna open up the floor. If anybody want to get a couple readings. B, I thought I taught you to sleep, bro. My bad. Exactly what? Exactly what? I talk too much? That's crazy work. All right. Big Bishop first. Unless he want to concede to one of the ladies. Well, I appreciate you stopping through, and I appreciate you hanging out too. I want to know, was there any surprises for you when you got home? Was there any surprises for you? mm, Bishop, I will pull a love oracle card for you. Um, I will not. And if we need to, we'll pull a clarity or two. Just weird energy is different over here in the West. Man, it's funny, man. It's funny. Look at the new migration patterns of the melanated people. Look at the new migration patterns. They doing exactly what you was doing. I like that you talk a lot. You have interesting questions and insights. All right, here we go. I almost forgot I had these cards for a little bit because I stopped allowing people. I started slacking on the rules, Bishop, when you left. I don't know why, but um, I forgot all about these cards because I've been trying to get people to get off of the third party questions. But I think this is a third party question that's appropriate for the Love Oracle deck. So I think I am going to open back up to third parties to a certain degree, man. Because I ain't even going to lie, them third party questions be making people millionaires. Shit, no, the solar flares don't take us out. The solar flares power us up. It's the opposite. All right, so really quick, we got cursed. Somebody's cursed with a negative mindset. All right, and maybe this is a direct energetic block. So I'm asking for one more. All right, just to clarify. And so what I initially gravitated toward the mind at the bottom of the curse card, and then the chasing, pursuit, toxicity, and resilience. So you can tell me, how that resonate with you. But the first thing that stood out to me was the negative mind thing. So I think somebody cursed with a negative mind. I think this is going to be something that's been within them for a long time, and it's going to stay with them for a long time. What question did you ask? She said, hey, you didn't answer me about the deck you pulled the Fire Panther from. I don't remember you asking me a question. So I apologize, but that's probably why you didn't get an answer, because I didn't see it. Unless I forgot. So my thing is that what you gonna do? You gonna get some Reiki, or you gonna try to cleanse it from a distance? You gonna try to heal her from a distance and draw her back? Like, what's your plan? Debbie Down and Negative Nancy. I think the chat really delayed tonight. Times have changed, but fuck it, get a new watch. Still got a vision like a line between two dots. Young money eating, the label getting fatter. Bright, can I interest you in a read? Have you ever been closed off to her, meaning that you didn't want a connection with her? I wanted to pull from the Panther card. Did you look at any other cards? No, but the whole deck do get like that similar ambiance. So I'm quite sure if we can, like, cause I think a lot that had to do with that was like the morning sun. It's probably the way the card was made too, though, right? And maybe I just didn't know, but I think it's a difference. Like, let's see something. Yeah, yeah. I think it has something to do with the light, like that morning sunlight. I think it was a couple things that went into that, but I think that deck might have that effect on multiple cards though, because they do all look similar. Have you ever gotten a card from there, or you haven't gotten one from there, right? I can pull you one, Jizzle, with the sizzle. Oh, you try not to have a lack mindset. What can I say to that? I feel like I could say something to that. You gotta give me a second to pull it in. Um, I mean, but is that and I don't mean this in a bad way, but is that really a bad thing? Because remember, when you learn new stuff, it doesn't change who you are. It changes who you thought you was. But only thing I would say is that be open to a connection, but don't compare it. I don't know, bro. When it comes down to things like that, I try to practice non-attachment, meaning that if it's meant to be, it will be. You understand what I'm saying? Not non-attachment like fuck it, but all right. So I got you. I already started shuffling for Kemi Bright before you responded. So I'm gonna go ahead and knock this out, and then you can tell me if you want a tarot reading or an oracle or whatever. Let me know. Cause you know what they say, bro. When you choose to let go is when it come back. But knowing you, it's not like you're gonna be jumping into something immediately. So loosening up the reins a little bit. Cause even in some of my, I don't know if I really should. Well, it don't matter. Even in some of the mystical things that I've learned, um, you only it's good practice to meditate on something for a little while, maybe like 2 months, 90 days, and then switch to something else for a couple weeks and go back. But when you switch, you totally block it out. Not you just block it out. Where does what mindset come from? Okay, I don't know what you mean. Let me go back and see if what I missed. Yeah, I don't know what you mean about mindset. What's up, man? Get them mad. Get them mad. How much for one question? Um, I got donation tiers inside of the deck. I mean, description. I got donation tiers inside the description, but you can get like a free one card draw though. But you know, I'm not gonna lie and say you can't. Also, we got the card of the day, which is the Seven of Cups. All right. Peace, love, health, and wealth, big dog. All right, so I need to go get my jar of water real fast and get off the floor because I be sitting on the floor a lot when I do these readings, but not right now. Get a med, get a med, get a med. All right, give me 1 second. All right, so Bishop, before you go, I just want to take note that we were just talking about the energy of the three and the four, right? Growth and expansion and a solid foundation. And here it comes right here in the swan, right? Seven of cups right here. Find your inner beauty and express it. Who? Okay. Oh, he said he tries not to be in a lack mindset. Um. Yeah. Let me comment on that real fast. Lament. Oh, that's not lament. That's I don't know what that is. Thank you for the dodo. What are you? Okay. Okay. So shout out to you. I 1 second. Um. Only thing I would say is make sure that you check out the rules in step 2 for questions for tarot. Um but oh no, you said you just wanted a general. Okay, so I can give you an in-depth general. I got you. We can cook that up. Also, I gotta start time stamping too. I gotta start time stamping. Oh, you do have a question. Okay, well, make sure you go to step 2 um and follow the rules to the questions, okay? Oh shit, I don't got no light. I do not want to turn on this light. All right, y'all about to read with me. Cause ain't no light. All right. The swan is an elegant, majestic bird. Often it's so this is for Kimmy, y'all. Just so we know, just so we can be on the same page. This is for Kimmy. And then Bright, you can get a card. If Mahogany isn't ready by the time I'm done, then you can get a card from this deck too. But I want to, I want to take care of her. All right. So the swan is an elegant, majestic bird. Oh, you said you wanted to see. Let's see if it do it. See, we gotta have some background light. I think we gotta have back. Nah, see, it ain't doing it. Yeah, these are low light cards though. These is definitely low light cards. Yeah. All right. So it's the Sacred Spirit Oracle. No, no, no. It's the Spirit Animal Oracle. I'm sorry. Spirit Animal Oracle. Spirit Animal Oracle. Okay. It says the swan is an elegant, majestic bird, often associated with symbols of beauty and grace. Let's delve into the concept of find your inner beauty and express it in the context of the swan. Search for inner beauty. The swan reminds us that true beauty resides not only in outward appearance, but also comes from within. And if you do get your question, then please wait. Oh, she already posted it. Dang, I knew you was gonna do that. I had a feeling that question was coming. All right. Well, like I said, make sure this question is appropriate. Let me see. To be honest with you, I don't even think you want somebody like that though. I think your mind playing tricks on you. But let me finish this reading and we can get to you. Um, like I said, make sure you go check out the rules of the questions. All right, because I don't answer any and every question. All right, I don't just answer any question. All right. So the swan reminds us of true beauty. Reminds us that true beauty not only in outward appearance but also comes from within. When we receive the message of the swan, shout out to Pharaoh. We are invited to look within ourselves and discover our inner beauty. It encourages us to explore our talents, positive qualities, and core values that make us unique and special. Number two, authentic expression. The swan encourages us to manifest our inner beauty in external world through our actions, words, and interactions with others. It invites us to be more authentic and true to ourselves, expressing our inner beauty genuinely and effortlessly. This may include acts of kindness, compassion, generosity, and love towards others. Grace and harmony. The swan also symbolizes grace and harmony, both physical and emotional. When we receive the message of the swan, we are invited to cultivate grace and harmony in our interactions with the world around us. It invites us to move through life with elegance and kindness, to face challenges with calmness, and respond to situations with compassion and wisdom. Um, um, So, well, I don't know where we was at. Um, the swan also symbolizes grace and harmony, both physical and emotional. When we receive the message of the swan, we are invited to cultivate grace and harmony in our interactions with the world around us. It invites us to move through life with elegance and kindness, to face challenges with calmness and respond to situations with compassion and wisdom. In summary, when we receive the message of the swan, we are invited to discover our inner beauty and express it in the external world through our actions and interactions with others. This allows us to live more authentic and meaningful life when we feel in harmony with ourselves and the world around us. All right, there goes number 34, swan. And remember, 3 and 4 together equals spiritual evolution. All right. No, she said, "What are the rules?" So periodically, Nightbot is posting the rules in the chat. No, Bright, that was for Kimmy. But if you resonate with the card, you can definitely resonate with the card. I'm not gonna tell you. Shout out to Pharaoh in the building. All right, so here go the PM message. Okay, so let me explain to you who I am, what I'm about. Um, no, I just pinned it. So let me explain to you a little bit who I am, what I'm about, etc., etc., etc. Right. So my name is KP. Right. I'm more than just a tarot reader. I just play one on TV. Right. In reality, I'm a member of the International Healer Society as a Reiki Master and Reiki Master teacher. Um, I'm what I like to call a holistic life coach, but I have a certificate in life coaching. What I like to call a holistic life coach, where I don't only just address surface level issues, but I look at um, things in your past, eating habits, everything. I look at everything and try to build a complete picture to help give you practical solutions to your everyday problems. Um, I've studied psychology. I've studied religion. I've been um, a non-clergy employee of a church. Um, so I like to use all of my skills and everything like that and put it here and to meet people with tarot and then hopefully to coach people long term. Um, and with that being said, a lot of what I like to do here is what some people will call like mindset coaching, to give like perspective changes and stuff like that. Um, and so a part of that is the perspectives that we keep, right? So one thing that I would recommend is you said that I'm asking about justice in a situation, really. Um, so my thing is that if you it depends. My thing is, my question to you is, what do justice look like for you? Right? What do justice look like for you? Because what I like to teach people as a coach is we got to give ourselves closure. Now, whatever happens to that person, whether they apologize, whether they get punished, whatever happens on the other side, that's it's gonna happen regardless. Win, lose, or draw for us, whether we worried about it or not, it's gonna happen. What I like to teach is we give ourselves closure, and then I don't know why I'm drawing a blank right here. Maybe it's something else that I gotta say to you, or maybe the channel closed. I don't know. But when you're talking about justice, I gotta know what justice looks like for you in your situation before I go any further. Because when we I don't know to what extent what happened. It's a lot of details I don't know. And so, but one thing I do know is that if subjects like justice and stuff like that is on your mind, then that guy might be robbing you of chi, of vital life force energy. Um, I mean, it wouldn't just be nice to come across him. I do at times, even when I avoid it. It makes me think what happened and how it happened, and basically, justice is him. I don't understand. Justice is. Are you saying justice is his name? Yeah. See, because you're not giving. See, you're not giving me a lot of details, so I don't really know. Um, seeing his wrongs instead of acting like he did nothing. Well, my question is, how do you know that he? How do you know? See, I'm not trying to be dismissive, but as a person who understands the uh like like law of attraction and stuff like that, um what I think going on is that you're not allowed to heal because you periodically see him and you haven't given yourself closure yet. I think you're looking for closure to come from outside of you. I think. I'm not saying I'm right. I think. Right? But like I said, worried about if a person going to get their justice or their karma or whatever you want to call it, that robs us of energy that we can use to manifest away from him, if that makes sense. So what I think what I before we get to the cards, right? What I think you should do is focus on not allowing yourself to be triggered. Person is it's about not allowing yourself to be. I think the biggest thing is not allowing yourself to be triggered about by seeing him and what happened. It sounds like to me you suffering from PTSD a little bit. Um and it's normal when you don't have the right tools to heal what you've been through. Like, if you don't know, calling on justice and calling on karma, that's really black magic. And sometimes people be calling on karma and justice and all of that when it ain't no karma or justice to be dealt. Sometimes we just gotta learn lessons. All of these messages coming in, I'm waiting to see from her. So the thing is that you're constantly being triggered by something that hurt you, that was traumatizing. I think the biggest benefit would be you don't focus on justice, but you focus on healing. Because even if you heal, even if you rise above the situation and you heal yourself, you never know. He might get a little piece of that healing too because he was the one that sparked the healing for you. Mahogany said, I mean, I've been having to see someone who has wronged me before, but I do wonder at times, will the tension be eased? I'm not asking for karma. Well, you got to make a conscious effort to, and this is what I was talking about. When you see him being triggered, you get triggered. So the thing is that you're gonna have to be able to have a coping mechanism that's going to be able to keep you from falling into the rabbit hole of shoulda, coulda, woulda, who, what, when, where, why, how, all of that stuff. You understand what I'm saying? To be honest with you, it doesn't even matter about making them. You don't know if a person see it or not. No, so this is so if I could correct you on something real fast, this falls into the realm of learned helplessness, where you start to give your power away and say, I'm human, so I gotta think about it. No, you don't have to. What I'm trying to do is tell you that no matter what you go through in life, situations and circumstances are just that. We were just talking about this. We all get the same basic emotions. There's a million different things that can trigger us to feel these feelings. That's attached to emotions. What we got to do is realize that we can overcome all of these situations and circumstances. You are not a victim to your feelings. You're not a victim to your memories. You're not a victim to your emotions. You just haven't figured out a way to overcome them. So, like people who subscribe to my coaching, I don't allow them to continue with that mindset, saying that that doesn't mean I just stop thinking about what happened. I'm human. Yes, it does mean it because continuously allowing yourself to think about it is robbing you of chi to the point to where now you even getting readings about it. So not only is it robbing you of energy, but now you donating money. Now the thing is that you came to the right place because I'm going to help you find a solution. That's the good thing about this. You understand what I'm saying? That's the good thing is you come to the right place. But if you really want to put a closure to this problem that you having, and the problem is not him not realizing what he did. The problem is you haven't gotten the strength and the wisdom to be able to overcome this situation and circumstance. So from here on out, I don't want you to think about him. I don't want you to think about the details. I want you to just worry about the principle. Say if somebody cheated on you, right? Then that's the principle of the violation of your friendship or relationship, which was he cheated, right? So what that's going to do is when it's going to keep you from those neural pathways. I don't want to get into all of that right now. But again, this dives into what I was talking about earlier too, which is the path of oh man, what is it called again? Um Non-attachment, right? Practicing non-attachment. So, all right, so let's talk about the cards real fast. So, I really want to help you with this situation and circumstance for your donation tier. Um, I think you in line for 3 cards and an oracle, I believe. I can't remember. But to be honest with you, I think a more appropriate question for you to ask to oh, all right. I really want to see messages from her. Once I stay with a person. 6 cards and an oracle card. Okay, so I think a more appropriate question will be, how can I move on from this situation? I would prefer you take these 6 cards and ask 2 questions. One question I suggest is, how do I move on from past hurt? Something like that, right? Make sure you go to listen, I posted the rules. Go to step 2 in the PM messages real quick. Go to step 2 and click on that link and read that. So, to be honest with you, it don't sound like you really getting over those situations. It just sounds like you're being forced to switch from situation to situation. All right. Well, what I want you to do is go to my profile, Peace, Love, Health, and Wealth, Pharaoh. What I want you to do, is go to my page and then scroll down a little bit, maybe like 3 or 4 posts. And that's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that I don't think you fully healing from these situations. I just think that you just been going from one traumatic state to another, and they starting to add up, and your subconscious is getting full. Well, the subconscious can't get full. I'm sorry. I think what's going on is that I don't know how old you are. I feel like you might be like mid-20s or something like that, 26 or something. I don't know. I might be wrong. But what I'm seeing here for you is that your brain has matured to a level where you can now start to heal some of these things in a healthy way. Yes, I turn 26 next month. So what I'm seeing is that your brain is maturing to a level to where you're able to consciously heal those things. You just have to be guided in the right direction. Right here in your mid-20s is going to be to make it or break it. This is where you either become that fairy right here or the troll under the bridge. This is around that age right here where a lot of people go from hurt to bitter and they get stuck. That's funny. You speak Pharaoh language. Let me see if I can copy and paste the link. But yeah, I definitely think you need to see. You definitely need to one. I think you should split those 6 cards into 2 questions. I think I'm gonna change that and just say 2 questions, 3 cards each. See, and that's a trauma response. This is what I'm saying. You quote unquote getting through it, right? You quote unquote getting through it is not necessarily healing from what you've been through, right? And this is why getting to be honest with you, I do want to pull you some cards, but I really, really encourage you to take advantage of your donation and instead of worrying about tarot, what I encourage you to do is take that donation and get a couple sessions of coaching from me. That's what I prefer you to do. To be honest with you, I in your situation, I feel like you pretty in tune. I don't know. I feel strong energy from you. I really like the energy that I get off of you. The problem I think is that you need a mentor or a guide, and I think that's KP. I guess you got to be a little bit more detailed. That's too ambiguous. See, like I said, I'm a Reiki master. I'm a yogi. Look, I listen. I'm not saying I'm perfect. None of that. But what I'm saying is I'm dedicated to the cause. I really, really am. I'm really dedicated to the cause. And with that being said, you trusted me enough to make a donation tonight, or you at least you gave me the benefit of the doubt, right? So at least with this benefit of the doubt, what I will say is, no ifs. Allow me. I'm asking for your permission to guide you in a different direction. One that I've seen in this change of direction is one that I've seen many people go through successfully. Um, it doesn't take a lot of work. It just takes dedication. It just takes consistency. And it doesn't take a lot of knowledge. It takes the right knowledge. So it's called learned help. So we refer to that as called learned helplessness. I like to sometimes depending on I like to say you validate your victimhood and not your victoryhood, right? Um, I don't think that applies here in this situation. I don't hear victim mentality. I just hear I'm ready to change and I don't know how. What I'm telling you is that again, the way I coach you to be able to overcome all situations and circumstances. It doesn't matter if you was robbed, beat, abused. It doesn't matter. What I have to offer is going to supersede all of that. Right? Maybe I should start getting people to leave reviews, but stick around long enough, you will see people that I've helped overcome, right? And sometimes I can help you overcome situations and circumstances in one session, right? But while I'm telling you, I know you might not necessarily want the coaching, but it'd be beneficial. It'd be beneficial because what you suffering from is not getting justice, not this, not that. Is what you suffering from is not having a proper perspective and a proper know-how to actually heal. You're being forced to go from situation to situation and you're not allowed to heal in between. What I'm trying to help you do is to heal and not ever be hurt again. I'm not saying that situations and circumstances not going to pop up, but what I'm saying is you're not going to hurt no more. It's a big difference. You'll be able to handle any and everything, right? But it's up to you. I can't force you to do nothing you don't want to do. So, like I said, one question that I would ask Tarot if I was you is, how can I heal from past traumas? Or something along those lines. And then if I was you, I would find another question off the list. I just I just posted the link. It should be clickable. If not, then it's on my page. You just gotta scroll down a couple to see it. And I just posted it again. No, it's clickable every sometimes they just not clickable, period. But you could go to my page though. Even if it's not clickable, you could just go to my page. Yeah, it's right there. I just posted it. Go look and see where I just posted it at. Scroll up. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I've been on here for about an hour and a half. So I really want to go ahead and get this reading done for you. But if it take too long, man, we might have to postpone for the morning. It's 4 a.m. Okay, okay, so can you go to my page? Go click on my picture and go to my YouTube page. Go to my YouTube profile. I just reposted it. Okay. Okay. Yeah, but I also said that I recommend that you ask Tarot 2 questions. You can reword the reading. I said, yeah. So one question I'm going to ask for Tarot, and I'm going to work on that now, but I want you to get the other question ready. Because once I have your pen and your pad ready, and I want you to go. Because I don't use Tarot for the way other people use Tarot. I use Tarot to help give practical solutions. If, to be honest with you, I could get through Tarot for real, for real. Tariq, what up? All right. Okay then, KP. Okay, cool. I got you. All right. Hold on. Wait a minute. Let me see something because the rules. Let me go see my own definition. Let me make sure I'm not tripping before I'm about to say what I say. I think I'm missing something. I don't think I'm following my own rules. My stomach hurt. I never put it in there. Damn, I didn't put it in there. Damn, it's a disclaimer that I meant to put in there that I didn't. All right. Yeah, no, it's pinned in the chat and it's in the what you call them. No, it's no no. So the one thing I forgot to put in there is that readings that's above a certain donation tier, um, just for the sake of time of the live, because a lot of these issues, I don't want to make it sound bad, but a lot of the things that people go through requires consultation. It requires, like what we was just doing, which was, just talking and going back and forth. So, all right, so you actually just hit the jackpot. What'd you say? But I have heavy thoughts. But I do ask some heavy questions. Well, to me and people like me, it's not really heavy. It requires the solution, right? Not the answer, but the solution requires a particular level of energy that a lot of people can't give. So it appears to be heavy, but if you prepare for the job, if you got the right, no job is hard. What's your sign? What's your sign? Leo. Okay. All right. So since I don't remember meeting you before, so I got to introduce you to how I read cards. Okay. So I read cards probably slightly different than most people. So first thing first, I want to point out the fact that we got two six of cards here. Okay. So to me on my channel, whenever this happens, we get a collective card and then somebody draws the same card from a different deck. Then to me that means that you just hit the jackpot. You just hit the lottery, right? That looks like good luck, etc., etc. Sorry, cards is. I don't know if you can see. Okay, so oh, did I just say six of cups? I'm sorry, it's the seven of cups. You said you saw it. Okay, so remember that the number seven denotes solutions to problems, spiritual mastery, higher knowledge, etc., etc., etc. Now, the cups is the water element, which says I feel or I know. Okay, so the cups is very similar to the moon in astrology. Okay, so a couple of the key terms that goes along with the seven of cups, is choices, opportunities, dreams, and fantasy. Okay, the second card you have here is going to be the Justice card. Now, this is a major arcana card. Understand, no matter if it's going to be fast and hard or slow and gradual, this is going to be a card that's going to hold a very significance, hold a very big significance in your life moving forward. Whether it's days and what, remember the minor arcana is focused on seconds, minutes, hours, days, right? Where the major arcana is month, weeks, months, years. Okay. But either way it goes, you're going to know, right? And you actually have two major arcana cards here, which is a very, very, very significant sign right now. Okay, so the first major arcana card you have is the number 11 card, which is the Justice card. Okay, um, when you see the Justice card, I want you to think about balance and truth, being able to bring balance and truth to your life or to a situation or circumstance. The Justice card is the number 11 card, and oftentimes the number 11 is looked at as a numeral gateway, right? And so what this card is saying is you take the Justice to a new reality. Last but not least, you have one of my favorite cards, which is the Scorpio card, okay? So this Scorpio card is the number 13 card of the major arcana. 1 plus 3 equals 14. I mean, equals 4. What the hell is wrong with me? 1 plus 3 equals 4. Um, Being ruled by Pluto, this card signifies endings, new beginnings, and overall change. Okay, so give me 1 second. Let me go check my food because I am starving like Marvin. I ain't seen you in 3 years. So I'll fuck with you. Okay, so when we combine the Seven of Cups, the Justice card, and the Death card, uh, this is going to be a very clear, distinctive path to healing right now. Okay. Hello, you probably just tired, but yes, it has been a lot of change for me. Why you say that? What did I say to make you say that? Okay, so the Seven of Cups suggests that mahogany may be feeling torn between different possibilities or emotions, with her mind being clouded by various desires or fears. This card points to the need to ground yourself and to make choices that align with your true values rather than getting lost in illusions or distractions. You may need to distinguish between what is real and what is fleeting and focus on clarity before moving forward. The Justice card speaks to the importance of fairness, balance, and truth. Mahogany, you may need to address unresolved issues from your past, ensuring that you hold yourself and others fully accountable. This card encourages you to seek justice, not in punitive sense, right? Not in a punitive sense, but in a way that restores equilibrium and peace within your heart. It's a reminder to make decisions that are fair, both to you and for those who are around you. Um, Finally, when we looking at the death card signals the end of one chapter and the beginning of another. Healing from the past requires letting go of what no longer serves you, whether it's outdated beliefs, patterns, or attachments. While the energy of the death can feel intense, it offers opportunity to transform and an opportunity for renewal. Mahogany, right now, you're being called to release the past and embrace profound changes ahead, trusting that this ending will clear the way for a fresh start. Together, these cards encourages you to face the past with honesty and self-awareness, to make thoughtful, grounded choices, and to embrace the transformation that comes from letting go of old hurts and patterns. It's a powerful moment for deep healing, one that offers both release and renewal. So remember, the question we asked is, how do I heal? How do I move forward? So what these cards are saying, that you gotta dig deep within yourself, right? The Seven of Cups is all about you being. Hold on, let me turn on the light because I don't like this. The Seven of Cups is all about you getting your head out the clouds, meaning you stop overthinking and you actually pursue, right? You actually pursue a path of healing, right? Because all of these are different paths of healing. So the option, what the cards is saying, that the option you need to choose is justice. So you're righteous for saying the word justice, but the justice is going to come from within, right? An example of that is saying, yes, what's up, Kayla? Yes, these things happened to me, right? They wasn't fair, they wasn't nice, whatever, whatever, whatever. But now I choose to move forward. You understand what I'm saying? So I don't find it funny when I'm hearing this because I thought I was digging deep, but I'm not digging deep enough. Um, that's yes, that may be true, but that's only because you probably had limited knowledge, right? So, an example of the combination of all of these cards, right? Well, before I say that, all of these cards is, remember, when you're looking at tarot, right? What's going on in the environment of the card is actually what's going on with this beside the person or within you. So with these cards is saying, especially with the, so real quick, the death card is saying that we need to initiate the change, right? What do death do? Death come through and slay things, right? Well, this is how you channel your inner slayer, right? Your inner slayer, you have to change your I am. What are the I ams that's naturally running in the back of your mind? When you see an inverted pentagram, I want you to think I am. I have been feeling really, really different lately, internally. So what's the contrast? You from what to what? You've been feeling different. So what's from what to what have you been feeling different? Well, Kayla, I'm in the middle of a reading right now, so please be patient, okay? I need a few minutes. Okay. So the next stage of evolution is being able to destroy the aspects of you that you don't want. Um, for example, um, for example, um, let's just say if you grew up poor, right? Um, but you understand that it's value in money. So now, what you would do is not worry about all the times you was poor, but I want you to be grateful for all the times that you're going to be rich. So I don't want you to worry about all the times you was hurt. Now I want you to focus on all the times you're going to be happy. Even if it don't make sense. Even if you can't see it. Even if you don't know what it look like. Even if you don't know how much money you're going to have. Even if you don't know what your boyfriend going to look like in the future. Be grateful for it. But you never know though. All that can change. Once you reach a couple different levels of work, a spiritual healing. Oh well, girlfriend, it don't matter. But I'm just using that as an example to say that whatever your past life was like, or whatever your life was like in the past, you can start focusing on the future now. One thing that I would say with the justice card, you got to make an oath to yourself. You got to make a promise to yourself. Maybe you can write like a little prayer or a little something. But you can make a little oath, a little prayer, a little affirmation that you recite to yourself all day, every day. So you can build new neural pathways. See, the justice and the change that you want to see in your life, you got to induce the change. You got to be the change that you want to see. Hmm. I appreciate that. I appreciate you, but I got to say this. Make sure that you writing stuff down and you taking notes. That's cool. Make sure you get that pen and that pad out, or the notepad in your phone. Um, in closing in this reading before we do the next one, um, what I would say is you got to make a commitment to yourself right here, right now, that you are going to let go of all past memories, feelings, emotion, taste, smell, sounds, everything that's related to negative stuff, that's related to bad memories. You got to make a promise right here today to let that stuff go. All right, let's see what's going on in the chat. I can make that promise. Keeping it is tough. It's not tough. Don't say it's tough, right? This goes to that mindset coaching I'm talking about. Don't say it's tough. Switch it up. Say it's going to be easy. Maybe it was hard in the past, but now it's going to be easy, right? To me, I believe saying stuff like that is cursing yourself before you even get started. When we manifesting something new, we can't say nothing negative while we manifest them. So I would say, the opposite. Thank you. I appreciate that. See, the beautiful thing is, some people use this power for wrong, but we can trick our brain into believing and manifesting almost anything we want. And just little subtle things like that is really priceless, to be honest with you. Okay. So Give me a second. Let me reset the deck. We're gonna get you. How often do you get readings? Do you get readings often? Okay. Okay. I like that. What I was gonna say was, um, in the morning. Well, maybe not. I don't know. But I want you to start getting readings, like, cause I like to do daily readings, right? Um, but I like people to journal with the readings. Um, because sometimes when the reading pop up, it might be something that you just went through. Um, Sometimes when the reading pop up, it might be something that you're going through now, or it might be something that you could be going through in the future. What when you get the just like general readings, like not super deep, but just small daily readings, and like start to get affirmations and manifesting and stuff like that. The tarot tell a beautiful story, man. I'm telling you. I haven't did me a reading today, but just take note. Okay. Um. Okay. Whew. I feel good now. I can wrap this up. Okay. Whew. Okay. So, um, you got another set of 3 cards with, you guessed it, another set of major arcanas. So before we get started, the knight, he represents the fire element of the person, and the swords represents the air element. So we got fire meets air. All right, that's forward movement and progress. All right, so some of the key terms associated with the Knight of Swords is going to be determination, ambition, and success. The second card you have is going to be the High Priestess, number 2. Um, the Knight is number 12, by the way. The High Priestess is the number 2, represents duality. Um, uh, some of the key terms that represents the High Priestess is secrets and institution. I mean, secrets and intuition. Um, I always got to get this disclaimer that the High Priestess is not just a person who was born with quote unquote spiritual abilities, but the High Priestess is someone who delved into mysticism, into the mysteries, and much like the Hierophant, she represents higher institutional spiritual learning as well. So those clothes are not just regular clothes, but they are um a spiritual guard. Okay. And then last but not least, you have the star card. Now this is the spiritual renewal card. And it's spiritual renewal through love. Okay. That's why the water is poured out. Small stars represents the chakras, and the one big star represents your connection to the celestial realm. Okay. Really quick, I just got to say the reason why this person is naked is because they're pure. Okay, and they're pure because they let go of everything that is meant as far as what it means to be a man, what it means to be a woman, what it means to be successful. We let go of the worldly definitions of what it means to be successful, right? And we adopt our own. And when we do that, we live free, right? When we do that, we live free. So remember, what's going on the outside of the card is actually what's going on internally. So internally, you need to be free. Okay. My disclaimer about the Knight of Swords, really quick, is sometimes we got to look deep before we leap. Okay. So pretty soon, there's going to be a situation, a circumstance that's going to cause you to make a decision where you're going to have to step up and be a warrior, whether you're fighting for yourself or somebody else. It's going to be very important for you to cross all your T's and dot all your I's, right? Somebody might tell you like, "Hey man, don't trust that dude KP, man. You know, he a good reader, but his breath stink." Well, instead of just accepting what they saying, right? Try to look deeper, right? Remember, the swords is the air element, okay? And in the air element, this person head is not quite above the clouds, right? There's a clearing, but his head isn't above the clouds. So what that means is that there's a possibility that his hastily actions could be detrimental. Remember, trouble was easy to get into, but hard to get out of. Okay. Now, remember my disclaimer that I don't necessarily get too deep into the cards to figure out who, what, when, where, why, or how. I like to lay the blueprint, and I like for you to use your own intuition to figure out how the cards relate to you in your life. Only thing I can do is just give you the energy, and you see how the energy relates to you. If it don't relate to you now, then it probably will in a few days, okay? So let's dive a little bit deeper into these cards. I really feel like just as general guidance, I feel like these cards again is holding very significant weight. And I am curious to see what the cards hold for you over like the next week or so. So like I said, make sure you step back, you stop back in. Make sure you stop back in and keep me, afloat on decisions that you make, etc., etc., etc. So for general guidance, mahogany. I'm sorry, I said mahogany. I don't know what I'm thinking about. The Knight of Swords, High Priestess, and the Star card paint a picture of clarity, intuition, and hope. The Knight of Swords signals a burst of energy and determination, right? You may feel a strong drive to move forward, but this card also serves as a reminder to be mindful and of impulsive actions. Um, while moving forward, right, you can feel motivated and ready to pursue your goals, but understand that it's important to balance the quick pace with thoughtfulness and caution right now. All right, rushing into hastily rushing in too hastily lead to unintended consequences, and that's very important to understand. All right. um the night encourages you to channel your passion and energy with clear intentions and purpose. So earlier somebody was saying something about self-fulfilled prophecies, right? I want you to get into the habit of doing that, saying that you're going to do something, right, and then actually pursuing it, right? It's imperative, it's absolutely imperative, right, that you get these juices flowing in your life right now. Okay, so High Priestess card. So the High Priestess card calls you to trust your intuition and inner wisdom. You may be receiving subtle signs or insights that are guiding you, but it's important right now for you to quiet your mind and to listen deeply. Okay, the card suggests that there is more beneath the surface. That's something you said earlier. And you may need to seek deeper understanding through reflection, meditation, and introspection. This is what I was leading you to earlier. The answers you seek lie within where? You, yourself. You simply need to trust your inner knowing. Okay. So last but not least, we got the beautiful star card. And the star card is the message of hope, renewal, and healing. Right? So after you make that promise to yourself that you let go of all past things, right? This is when people say like no harm, no foul, or this is when people say like, let bygones be bygones, turn the other cheek, right? This is it, because holding on is not, forgiving people is not for them, it's for you, because it robs you of chi, right? It robs you of the vital life force energy that you can use to heal yourself, digest food, you know what I'm saying, manifest money, etc., etc., etc. When we stressed out, we can't even digest food. You know what I'm saying? So this card reassures that you are on the right path, and it encourages you to remain optimistic. So after you let go of the pain and say, you know what, no matter what, win, lose, or draw, I'm focused on healing. I let go. Right now, you gotta adopt the mindset of I can and I will. So the spiritual renewal that's going to happen for you is tapping into divine love by tapping into your divine will, by saying I can and I will. All right. So the star card reminds you that the universe is supporting you no matter what, and that your dreams are within reach. All right, you just got to tap into the gratitude and the love. This card invites you to stay connected to the higher vision and to keep moving towards the goals with faith and trust. Okay. Together, these cards suggest that you are in a time of spiritual growth and transformation, which we already know that, right? But you're being guided to combine your drive and determination with deep wisdom and faith in the journey, right? And I will be going live, I think probably tomorrow, about the hero's journey, okay? So the path ahead is filled with light. And if she stays true to your higher self, and if you trust your intuition, you will find the clarity and the hope that you need to move forward with confidence. All right, so I got a short affirmation that I want you to write down, and I want you to carry this affirmation with you for days, weeks, months, right? And it goes as follows. I trust my inner wisdom and move forward with clarity, faith, and purpose. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and post that in the chat. All right. So this is what you need to be. So this is what you need to be thinking about as you go to sleep. This is what the first thing that need to be on your mind as you wake up. Screenshot it, right? Send text it to yourself, right? For your morning alarm. Make this your morning alarm, right? Instead of it saying alarm 3:30 or alarm 6:30, make it say alarm. I trust myself. I trust my inner wisdom and move forward with clarity, faith, and purpose. Right? If you, let's just say if you do DoorDash or something, won't you take this affirmation, write it down, and paste it on your steering wheel? Let's say if you do your makeup, right? Um, put tape it or put it on a note card, right? And put it right on your mirror, right? Let's just say you watch TV at the same time every single day. Well, write this affirmation down and put it right next to the TV or something. But you gotta you shoot, you could go to take this affirmation, put it on Canva, make it pretty, right? Put it on your background, put it on your iMac or your whatever it's called, iPad. But you got to make this affirmation a part of your everyday, right? If you don't, then I'm not going to say you're going to suffer, but what's the proper word I'm looking for? If you don't, then you're not going to be able to fully tap into the energy that these cards bring. All right. And share it on your social media once a day, 3 times a day, right? Share it on your, yeah. I'm telling you, this is it. This is how you gonna do it. And so I want to say one more thing before I don't know if you want the oracle card. I can give it to you now, or we can wait for a couple hours. It's up to you. God, I am starting to get a little tired though. I am getting a little tired, but anyways, shout out to you, guided. But or you can text, or you can like text me or email me, and I can give it to you that way. Like, I send you, like I send it to you. But this is it. Don't you know in a Say for example, right, when you go sword fighting, or when you whatever, right? What's the key component to that fight? The sword. So you gaining your sword for this fight is you having your affirmation. Now, don't just use this affirmation for 3 days. Don't just use this affirmation when you stressed out. Use it in peaceful times too, right? I always tell people who I coach, I say, ask yourself a couple questions. Am I breathing? Now, you ask yourself this all day, every day. Am I breathing correctly? What am I doing and why? If you ask yourself these questions and incorporate an affirmation, you will totally be in tune with yourself. Because the breath is the key foundational piece for life itself. You can go forever without food. You can go, what? You can go a long time. You can go weeks without water, right? But you can't go minutes without air, right? You stop breathing for 10 minutes and see what happens. Stop, you know what I'm saying? So again, the key foundational piece in order for you to fight this fight is having the right tools. And the affirmation, right, is the right tool for the job. You just got to be able to be consistent. And this is why I give out my email, my phone number, because say for example, if you was I don't know, a boxer, right? Or a baseball player, right? And you had a coach. The role of that coach is to prepare you for your boxing match or whatever the case is, right? What's up, Jess? What's going on? But the role of a coach or like a personal trainer is to help build you up, to teach you, to guide you, to prepare you, right? You trying to fall back asleep? All right, well, just sit back and relax. And when I get done reading this card, I'm about to play my sound bowl for like 2 minutes, and then I'm headed into meditation land. All right, you got the number 7 card, which is the fox. All right, I really like this card for you, actually. So number 7, um, the fox is an animal known for its cunning, intelligence, and adaptability. When it comes to use cunningness I'm sorry. When it comes to use cunning over, blah, 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 blah. When it comes to use cunning to overcome obstacles, right? In the context of the fox, it emphasizes the importance of using creativity and mental dexterity to tackle challenges and overcome obstacles. Here are some insights into that. This card is exactly what you need right now. Use cunning to overcome obstacles. I'm jealous. I'm jealous. I want to read it now. All right, cunning and creativity. The fox is known for its cunning and the ability to create solutions to problems. When you receive the message of the fox, it might be an invitation to use cunning and creativity to overcome the obstacles you encounter along the way. It encourages you to think unconventionally, consider alternative solutions, and use your resources intelligently to find a way out of problems. Adaptability and flexibility. The fox is a symbol of adaptability and flexibility. It lives in a wide range of habitats and easily adapts to changes in its living conditions. Listen up. This is it right here. Listen up. When you receive a message of the fox, it might be a clear reminder to be flexible and adaptable in the face of challenges. It encourages you to be open to change, find new ways to tackle difficulties, and adapt to circumstances creatively and intelligently. Strategy and planning. The fox is an animal that plans to move carefully and precise. That plans its moves carefully and precisely. Before acting, carefully evaluate. Look, this is what we were just saying with the Knight of Swords. Before acting, it carefully evaluates the situation and plans its strategy to maximize its chances of success. When you receive the message of the fox, it might be an invitation to carefully plan your steps, evaluate your options, and develop a strategy to overcome the obstacles you encounter along the way. It encourages you to be cautious and reflect carefully before acting, using your wit and find the best possible solution. In summary, when you receive the message of the fox, it is an invitation to use wit and creativity to overcome obstacles you encounter along your path. It reminds you that you have within you the resources and wisdom necessary to face challenges and to find innovative solutions to the problems you encounter along the way. Yeah, so in closing, what I would say is the number seven is popping up for you again. Remember, we opened it up with the number seven. So we got 777. That's going to be key for you moving forward. The number 21, the number 3, the number 4 is going to be significant for you moving forward. And I want you to do a deeper dive into the fox and come back and let me know some other things, symbolically that you learned about the fox, whether it's spirit animal or totem animal or both. I want you to do a deep dive into the fox, okay? And then I also want you to learn how the fox live, right? Where do they live? What type of habitat? Do they dig holes? Do they live in a cave? Do they climb trees, right? What time of year do they mate? Do they mate all year round, right? How many puppies do they have? Do they even call them puppies, right? I want you to do a deep dive into the fox. I want you to dive deep into the fox, okay? So with that being said, before we close out, I am going to play a minute of the sound bowl, so we can activate our affirmations. Uh, Free reads are closed. I am, I am kapui. I'm too drained. Um, I already know because of what time it is. As soon as I start to go to sleep, everybody gonna wake up that I live with. So I'm gonna try to take advantage of the few minutes that I have before they wake up. So with that being said, um when will I be live again? Give me about 8, 9 o'clock. I'm sorry, I've been on live for a little bit over 2 hours, and I'm starting to feel a little bit drained. So what I would say is key. What I would say is text me or email me, and then I can get you a card. But I'm about to do. Also, if you was looking for a reading at the beginning of all my lives, there is a collective reading. So at the beginning of this live, you can always rewind back and listen to the collective reading. We got a collective reading and a meditation. Okay, so the card of the day, just so you know, for those who just came in, the card of the day is the Seven of Cups. Okay, so y'all make sure. No, you don't got to apologize. Make sure y'all go and check that out. Okay, and if y'all can timestamp it for me once I end the live, so I can clip it, so I can clip the live and then I'll upload it. But if somebody, once the video is over, if somebody can timestamp the beginning, the collective reading. So I start off with an affirmation that's based off. So I started the live with an affirmation based off of this card, and then we did what I like to call affirmation, meditation, activation. And then after we did the affirmation activation, we broke down the collective, the card of the day. Okay, so for all of those who's looking for a reading, like I said, you can reach out to me in private, and I'll give you a card for free. All right, so it's gonna be text or email only, no phone calls. Please, no phone calls. All right, please, no phone calls. Uh, but yeah. So with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and start playing the sound bowl. Um, and then I'm gonna go ahead and be out. All right. So I want to thank everybody who stopped in. Um, I think we had about 120 views on this live. Uh, thank you, Justin. Thank everybody who just came in. Like I said, I'm starting to feel a little something, something. So, the least I could do is at least play the sound bowl for y'all, and then, like I said, if y'all looking for anything, go ahead and check out the collective reading at the beginning of the live, and then come back. In a couple. I would say maybe about 5 hours. I'll be back live. And if I forget, just remind me who you are, and I'll make you priority. Both of y'all that just came in, I'll make y'all priority in a couple hours. I can't even find my what you call them. So I was gonna play the bowl, right? I got the crown bowl right here, but um, I can't find the thing. So I'm gonna go ahead and just meditate and chill for a little while. So with that being said, it's been an honor and a pleasure to be of service to you all. Remember, at Sacred Self Healing Center, the heart is the center for healing. Okay. Um. Yeah. So, like I said, I got plenty of content for y'all to watch. Go check out my playlist or my podcast called "Removing Manifestation Blockages." Um. Only thing I would say is on that podcast, I got a whole podcast dedicated to like law of attraction, all of that stuff, right? Whatever quantum, all of that stuff, prayer, we get into the Bible, all of that stuff, man. So for those who are looking for help, for those who are looking for all of that stuff, well, you come to the right place, because those 4 green hearts, that's what we do here. Can we get some green hearts, please? The chat been kind of quiet for a while. What's going on, y'all? Can we get some green hearts, please? Yeah, I got a whole podcast called Removing Manifestation Blockages, right? Um it's, even though it's only what, I think we only got like six episodes, but it's way, listen, it's deep, y'all. We got hours upon hours upon hours upon hours, right? We got plenty of hours in there, plenty of hours in there. So make sure y'all get y'all pen and y'all pad, and after y'all look at the collective reading, y'all go check out that Removing Manifestation Blockages, man, because we got a lot of information in there. Now, understand that I do be doing these presentations live and everything like that. So, if I slip up on a word, or You know, if the audio messed up or something like that, you're gonna have to bear with me because you know I be having to, technical difficulties just like everybody else. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not giving up and I won't give up. You know what I'm saying? So y'all make sure y'all go and interact with the video, comment, because when y'all do that, it help people who don't have the courage, who don't have the strength to even pursue healing, right? So with that being said, like I always say, man, it's an honor and a pleasure to be here talking to y'all, to be of service to y'all, to help y'all, all of that stuff. And I want to wish you all love and nurturing energy for the mind, body, and spirit. All right. If you guys want to know anything about me, if you guys want to tip me, make some donations, whatever, all of my information is in the description box. All of it. All of my information. My services, everything. So with that being said, if you know what I'm about to say it with me. Peace, love, health, and wealth. Anything else, put it back on the shelf because I ain't buying it. Peace. Videos, loving them up. That's what's up. Shout out to you. All right, peace, love, health, and wealth. Anything else, put it back on the shelf. Why? Because we ain't buying it, right? We not buying it. All right, y'all. Bye-bye.